Time for Futures in Focus. Palladium, a precious metal used in cars, catalytic converters and other things, driving higher to a record. The story today, though, is really about this massive market sell-off that we're seeing. Bob Iaccino of Path Trading Partners joins us now from the CME. I want to come back onto the metals market in just a moment, Bob, but just give me a sense of what the vibe is down there today in terms of the equity sell-off that we're seeing. How's that rippling out into other asset classes?
Well, I think that's a great question. I think the feeling you're getting now is that it's looking more like there's a global slowdown. That's the reaction people are getting from this particular sell-off. The bounce we got early last week didn't have enough volume. A lot of people down here were talking about the lower volumes. Now it didn't quite feel like a recovery or a strong buy-the-dip mentality. We're starting to see that flight to quality go back into the yields, which triggered the sell-off in the first place. So you're now seeing a lot of bullish bets, especially in the 10-year note options. We're seeing quite a bit of that, sort of assuming that this is going to go a little bit farther and cause the Fed to pause. We're starting to see the hedges of the shorts on the 10 years go into the 10-year note options.
What is happening are there places to hide? I bring up the fact that palladium is rocketing higher. Now, there are sort of idiosyncratic factors around palladium, but are there places to hide out there? It's interesting you bring up the fact that people are moving into treasuries a little bit. Where are people going? Where's the other side of the selling?
Well, the interesting part you're seeing now is you're seeing a gold rally, and we hadn't seen that for a while, regardless of how deep the sell-offs had been. And the sell-offs had been fast. We just had not seen gold respond. We're seeing that now. The issue with palladium is funny because palladium is constantly in deficit in terms of supply and demand. You mentioned that it goes into catalytic converters and other things. The other things are what confuse traders in the palladium, which is why it's a fairly low volume futures contract. The sell-off in the equities is certainly not necessarily putting people into palladium. It's putting people into the precious metals in general. We're seeing copper down for a second week in a row. That's obviously an economic metal, and you're seeing it go into gold. Palladium is viewed as precious, so there is another view that some of the money may be going into that.